When a Christian wants to embarrass themselves, that's when they begin to dig into the Quran in an attempt to fault it. And that is exactly the case of God Logic and his Arab Christian friends who attempted to fault the Quran and harm their Christian brethren with some passages to argue this out with the Muslim. Welcome back to my channel, Connect with Islam. Kindly subscribe to the channel so that we can get to the threshold of going on live. If you have not seen the video I made concerning this in a particular topic where God Logic attempted to give 5 verses of the Quran to disprove the one end of the Quran, kindly refer to it. So in this series, we'll be looking at his 3rd attempt. Let us see how they mess themselves up.
Here's a 3rd variant that you should have in your pocket. As a Christian, you should be able to show this to a Muslim. Go ahead, Jai, talk to us. Walk us through this.
This one is a legal variant. What do I mean by that? I mean that depending on which version of the Quran you're reading, changes and affects how you practice the religion of Islam.
So the verse here is about how you redeem a missed fast. So when Muslims miss fasts in Ramadan, they have to make them up.
Yeah.
In Surah 2 verse 184, it says, Fidyatun ta'amu miskin. Fidya means the redemption. Ta'am means the feeding of. Miskin is the word here that you need, which we've written here, transliterated here. One poor person, singular, miskin, one poor person. That's hafs. So for every missed fast, you have to feed one poor person. However, in the other version, famous version actually called Warsh, it says, Fidyatun ta'ami masakin. Masakin is the word here. So here the redemption is by feeding plural people. And in the Arabic here, the plural is more than 2. 3 or more. Okay, so if you're living in a part of the world that reads the Hafs Quran, if you miss a fast, you have to feed 1 person per missed fast. If you're in a part of the world that reads the Warsh Quran, for every missed fast, you have to feed 3 or more poor people. So what are you going to do?
That's tough. Allahu Alam. I probably have to say on that one, Allah knows best. That's tough. So for every fast day that I miss, depending on the Quran that I'm reading, depending on the Quran that I take authoritative, it determines how I make up that fast day. Now, the reason why this is so bad is because if I do this wrong, then I'm not purified before Allah. Is that right?
Correct. These fasts are obligation. They're obligatory. They're not voluntary, which means that's why they don't go away if you miss them. Even if you're ill, you can't fast that day. You have to make it up. So the rules of Allah, what did Allah have in his mind? Was he particularly generous that day and said, just feed 1 person per missed fast? Or was he really strict about it and said, actually, it needs to be 3 or more per fast?
My heart goes out to those people who have taken God Logic as authority on Islam. I feel really bad for them. I have explained what is meant by variant reading in the Quran. If you have not seen the 1st and the 2nd video I made concerning this topic, kindly refer to it. Now let's go straight to his argument. So his argument is that in one of the variant reading of the Quran, which is Hafs, Allah talks about miskin, meaning that if you want to pay back or make up for the fast that you are unable to carry out, you feed a single person every day. And to him, this is contrary to what we read when we are reading Warsh of the Quran. That is another variant, where Warsh said, instead of 1 person, you feed more than 1 person. He used persons, masakin. So to God Logic, it means that this is a confusion, because it's Allah saying we should feed 1 person or we should feed more than 1 person. And he concluded by saying, if you are reading Hafs Quran, it means you are to feed 1 person. But if you are in a society whereby you are reading Warsh Quran, it means you cannot feed 1 person. You have to rely on the Warsh Quran that says feed persons, meaning that more than 2 persons. This is ridiculous, and I think he can do better. What exactly is Allah saying concerning this verse? The Muslims are not in confusion about this. It is very clear, and this is what we do. In the verse of the Quran, where Allah says, feed 1 person, what Allah is saying is this: for example, If you are unable to fast, for example, let's say 30 days of the Ramadan, you have to feed one person every day for that 30 days. One person, and that is why he used the word miskin. In the wash variance of the Quran, Allah says feed persons. What does it mean? What it means is that, for example, if you are unable to fast for the 30 days, you can feed 30 people in one day. That is why you use persons. So instead of staying to feed one person every day, feed 30 people for just one day. That is why Allah gave us that variance reading, masakin. So persons. This is the confusion that the Christians, when the Christians attempted to teach Muslims about this religion, they get confused. They get confused and they mess themselves up. This is so embarrassing. I think you need to do better than this. You and your Arab Christian friend that you brought onto the show. This is highly ridiculous. It is not about speaking Arabic. It is about understanding the religion itself. If you don't have knowledge about this, you can't just come out and be messing yourself up. Let's wait for the fourth argument is bringing forth in the next video. Until then, kindly like and share.